All right, shalom, shalom. Kahalayim La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well. Most peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that are pushing this word in truth and sincerity of heart. Shalom. This is the Brother Batak back again through the Spirit with another lesson. And Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. I was watching a video and just this question that popped in my head. And, I decided through the Spirit just do a quick lesson on it. And hopefully it's edifying. So, as you can see, I typed in, does the God of the Bible support a tyrannical leader? I put leaders, so forgive me, but it still gave me the answer that I wanted. It says, the Bible teaches that God is the sovereign and ultimately allows or establishes human governments. And this is true. The Most High Yahweh, who the world calls God, he has a name. His name is Yahweh. And his son's name is Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. So the God of the Bible, whose name is Yahweh, is sovereign. He allows and he establishes human governments. The scriptures really clearly show you that. So whoever rules gets their authority and their position from the Most High Yahweh. This is the book of Baruch. Baruch on my brain. This is the book of Psalms chapter 79 in start at verse 4. It says, I have warned the proud. I'm going to read the NLT, which is on the left. I warned the proud, stop your boasting. I told the wicked, don't raise your fist. These devils, the wicked, are proud because of their rulership, and they have a sense of superiority. I'm sorry. I was just watching this video here.
All right, shalom. I want to give all the praise.
I was just watching this video here. America collapsing after 250 years of false Christian Edomite supremacy. Put up by GMS all precepts. Subscribe and be edified to the channel. So the wicked, which according to Malachi chapter 1, verses 1 through 4, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, they are proud because of what they have done, establishing America. They have a sense of pride in all of the treachery that they've done in order to get this land and to have this so-called great kingdom. They're proud of their wicked accomplishments. But what they don't realize is all the things that they did comes with a price. It comes with a price. Psalms chapter 75 and verse 5, they was able to rule because they was ultimately set up by the Most High. That's the whole point. And when you was, when you was establishing this place, you shed a lot of blood. And it was all through prophecy that you did that. The Most High prophesied that you was going to do that. But at the same time, he still is going to judge you for what you've done in the earth. And that's why judgment is coming down upon America. This place was gotten by unjust gain, rape and robbery and murder. That's how this place was gotten. So this is verse 5. It says, don't raise your fist in defiance at the heavens, because ultimately Esau speak against the Most High. See, they went from being cavemen to being reborn or rebirth of their empire. And now they're speaking with a stiff neck. They're speaking proudly against the God of the Bible. You see, they're defying against the Most High, even though the Most High is the reason why you have your rulership. You see, it says, don't raise your fists in defiance at the heavens or speak with such arrogance. See, these devils are arrogant because of what they've done. their manifest destiny. They're very proud of their conquest of America and establishing this quote unquote great kingdom. You know, which it was not. It was this place was a prison sentence for our people. So we cannot utter it, that this place was ever great, because this place, America, meant suffering for our people. You know, and that's how it was set up for our people. Of course, they're going to feel great about this place because this was their heaven. This was their rulership, their empire, you know. So of course, they're going to feel proud. But at the same time, the Most High is going to judge you. And that's why judgment is coming down. So these devils are very arrogant. They're very proud. Verse 6, it says, for no one on earth from east or west or even from the wilderness should raise a defiant fist. I'm gonna read the KJV on the right. It says, for promotion cometh neither from the east nor from the west nor from the south. Promotion is basically being put into a certain position, you know, being uplifted, rising up, so to speak. Verse 7, NLT on the left, it says, it is the Most High alone who judges. He decides who will rise and who will fall. The verse 7 in the KJV, but God is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. So he puts down one kingdom and sets up another kingdom. The Most High is in control of the affairs of men. There's many scriptures that detail this very fact. So the Most High is not, Yahweh Bashemel Shah is not okay with tyrannical leaders. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse, hold on. No, that's not it. I know it's in the book of Daniel. This is Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. The Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. He controls, he dictates the kingdoms of men. It says, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the bases of men. See? So the Most High rules in the kingdom of men. The Most High Yahweh controls what empire, when the empire rises and when the empire falls. And America was established to rise, and it was going to have its time to shine, and then it was going to fall. The only everlasting empire that's going to be is the kingdom, the empire of Israel, the nation of Israel, the true descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the 12 tribes. That kingdom is going to be an everlasting kingdom. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 13, and it starts with our Lord Yahweh Shai. It says, and I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like unto the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came unto the Ancient of Days. Yahweh, and the Son of Man is talking about Yahweh. Salakia, the Son of Man is talking about Yahweh Shai, and the Ancient of Days is talking about Yahweh, you know, in the chariots. It says, and they brought him near before him, and there was given him dominion. See, it was given to Yahweh Shai dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. So Yahweh Shai's kingdom is going to be an everlasting kingdom. Jumping down to verse 18. But the saints of the Most High, which are the Israelites, according to Psalms chapter 147. There's also Psalms 51. Gather my saints together, me, have made a covenant by sacrifice. Psalms 50 and 5. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. Talking about Israel. Psalms 148 and 14. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even the children of Israel, which that word children is really in the Hebrew is supposed to be the word sons supposed to be there. So even the sons of Israel, a people near unto him, praise ye Yahweh. So that shows you who the saints are. The saints are Israelites. So the scripture says, Daniel 7:18, the saints of the Most High, which are the Israelites, shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So our kingdom is going to be an everlasting empire. See, it's never going to end. It's never going to be destroyed. So that is the only empire that's going to rule forever. America, it's on its way down, and everyone can see that. But the prophets and the men of the Lord have been telling you this long before some of these events started to come to pass. You see? Oh, another precept to show you that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men. If that don't convince you, let's get another one. Sirach chapter 10, verse 4. It says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. See? The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. And in due time, he will set over it one that is profitable. See? Okay, so the Most High is going to set one over the earth that's going to be profitable, which is ultimately his son, Yahushua, because he knows that's the will of the Lord anyways. You know, that's going to happen. So when you go to Google and you type in, does the God of the Bible support a tyrannical leader? It says the Bible teaches that the Most High is sovereign and ultimately allows or establishes human governments, but it does not endorse or support it. Really? I'm gonna correct that. But he does not endorse or support tyranny. While the Most High allows wicked rulers to test humanity or carry out his plans, that's exactly what he did. That's what Esau's done for. You know, Esau was established to carry out the Most High's plans of punishing the nation of Israel. And once that punishment was complete, then they was going to be, their empire was going to collapse, and they're no longer going to be needed. So it says, while the Most High allows wicked rulers to test humanity or carry out his plans, the scriptures consistently condemn oppression, injustice, and corrupt leadership. And that's what you're seeing in America. America has always been, a society of corruption. It was established that way. It is literally being controlled and manipulated by the international bankers that hold, they have leverage over the ruler, the so-called president, and the rulers, the powers that be, so to speak, man. They have leverage because they literally own this place. Sovereignty versus endorsement. Passages like Romans 13 state that all governing authorities are established by the Most High, but theologians debate whether this means God approves of the leader or simply permits them to hold terminal temporal power. It does not imply that the Most High supports their evil actions. The Lord doesn't support their evil actions. Tyrants are held accountable. The Bible warns that tyrants are subject to divine judgment. Proverbs warns that a wicked ruler over a helpless people is dangerous. Let me see. Let's get that precept. I didn't even know that. I didn't see that precept there. Proverbs 28 and 15. It says, a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people. See? Yeah, I know this precept. So, what is a roaring lion and a raging bear? what do they do to what would a roaring lion or a raging bear do to someone? They would completely tear them to pieces, tear them to shreds. So that's how the wicked are over the people, over the poor people. They literally eat them up, devour them. You know, they're basically, the poor are basically prey to the teeth of the wicked. The people that's more powerful prey on those that are weaker. And that's what Esau Edom does. He preys on the weak, the defenseless. You know? So that is a great example. Tyrants are held accountable, and he's finna up the level of tyranny. Let's get that word tyranny. You know, because this new system that he's coming, this MOTB system is nothing but a tyrannical government, a tyrannical system that's gonna make your life a living hell. It says tyranny, the government of a tyrant, in the ancient sense, also cruel or unjust use of power. And that's what we're seeing in America. The cruel and unjust use of power. These they have power in their hands, and they don't do nothing but wickedness with it. Oh, Isaiah. No, that's not Isaiah. Damn. Malachi? Is it Malachi? Or am I tripping? No, it's... Hold on. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's Micah 2. Micah 2:1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. This is what Esau does. When you look at society today, he's devising more and more evil schemes to gain more control over the population. You know, I seen a video earlier telling you about, telling me about flock cameras that are literally tracking your licenses plates. And there's also another thing too as well. AI pricing. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? Where is it? Bear with me. Here it is. The future of retail. Smart stores, smart tracking, less privacy. Giant retails just revealed their surveillance network. So it says, from digital price tags, damn it, come on. From digital price tags that can change instantly to AI-driven surveillance cameras that track vehicles before shoppers even enter a store. Society is rapidly being conditioned to accept a world where every movement, transaction, and behavior can be monitored in real time. In this podcast, we break down how major corporations like Walmart are rolling out digital shelf labels nationwide, while retailers such as Home Depot and Lowe's are reportedly implementing license plate reader technology tied to AI surveillance systems. What is being presented as convenience, efficiency, and security may actually be preparing for the infrastructure for a future system of total control. See? So this is a tyrannical thing, because what they intend to do with it is not something that benefits you. It gives them more control over you. Tyranny. It says cruel or unjust use of power. Tyranny, rule of a tyrant, absolute power, master, tyrant, tyrannical, a lawless autocracy. Tyrant, an absolute ruler, especially one without legal right, a cruel, oppressive ruler. The scriptures tell you in the book of, I believe, Isaiah 19, that Egypt shall be given over to a cruel lord. We believe that cruel lord is Donald Trump. Isaiah 19:4. And Egypt will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts. See, this would be a tyrant, somebody that is cruel. He's a cruel leader. That means he's a tyrant, arbitrary ruler, a cruel governor, autocrat. So right now, DJ Trump is really fitting that role of a tyrant. A tyrant is an individual who arrogates to himself the royal authority without having the right to it. So, going back here, tyrants are held accountable. The Bible warns that tyrants are subject to divine judgment. That's why America is going to be destroyed. Proverbs warns that a wicked ruler over helpless people is dangerous, and the Most High is frequently described as the judge of oppressive kings who fail to protect the vulnerable. Civil disobedience. The Bible explicitly supports disobedient. The Bible explicitly supports disobeying human laws when they conflict with divine laws. See? Acts 5:29. It says, the faithful are encouraged to resist ungodly edicts as seen in the examples of the Hebrew midwives in Egypt or Daniel in Babylon. This is a good point. It says the state as a beast, while Romans 13 outlines government as a servant for good. The book of Revelation portrays corrupt and tyrannical empires as demonic beasts that will ultimately be destroyed. That's true. The scriptures describe, the Roman. It describes America as the beast. Also, it describes America as the whore. And America is also a part of the Roman Empire beast system as well. It's basically the revival of that beast. So, yeah, that is true. The Most High describes oppressive empires as beasts. And when you look up the word beast, is talk about the characteristics of a certain type of man, and it fits the description of Esau's tyrannical rulership and power structure. Let's get just want to get the Greek word for here for beast.
Strong's G 2342. Therion.
Therion, which means, going down to this definition metaphorically, a brutal bestial man, a savage, ferocious. See? Ferocious. It says fierce, wild beast looking or appealing. Fierce is a good word. Let's see, ferocious. Fierce, proud, noble, bold, haughty, proud, strong, overwhelming, violent. So this literally describes Esau's empires, starting with the Romans, starting with the Greeks to the Romans to you have all the way down to America today. So because of Esau's tyrannical rulership, this place is gonna be put down. It's gonna be ultimately it's gonna be destroyed. No matter how many times they try to so-called rededicate America to the Lord. Yeah, right. The Lord ain't hearing that shit. So we want to be from under the rule of these people, man. We want to be set free, and Yahweh Shah is the only one that can set us free from this captivity. You know, that's why we patiently waiting for him to return and redeem us. You know, so we ain't got to worry about this shit anymore. You know, so I just wanted to do this quick lesson, Lord willing, is let edifying. The God of the Bible doesn't support tyrannical leaders, and ultimately that's one of the main reasons why America's going to be destroyed by nuclear fire in this third war's nuclear war. So Lord willing, I'm going to close it out by giving all praises and the glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash, honors to the apostles and to the elders of great millstone who rule to teach well. Shalom.